Hey guys, this video is about the PFA Player of the Year nominees. Who I think should be in the list, who I think shouldn't be in the list, and all that kind of stuff. As for this season, the players that are nominated are Eden Hazard, Harry Kane, Alexis Sanchez, David De Gea, Philippe Coutinho, and Diego Costa. Unlike previous seasons where you don't even need to have a list because the winner is like very clear cut. Like last season, we all know Luis Suarez is going to win. Previous season where Cristiano Ronaldo won or Thierry Henry won, there is just Rooney won, Gerrard won, Terry won. I think Giggs won a season. I think there was a season where it was close between Gareth Bale and Luis Suarez, but because of the ban, I think Gareth Bale won. And there was a season Robin Van Persie won where he was like absolutely on fire with Arsenal. If I'm not wrong, that's the season he won the Player of the Year lah. Okay, this list, who I think should be in the list and already on the list are Eden Hazard, Alexis Sanchez, Harry Kane, and David De Gea. Why Harry Kane should be in the list? Harry Kane should be in the list because he is the talisman for Tottenham. For me, the main criteria for a PFA Player of the Year is if he's not in that team, how great an impact will it be and how much does it affect a team. So as I said earlier, the four players who I don't think should be in the list, the four players who I think should be in the list, Harry Kane, Eden Hazard, Alexis Sanchez, and David De Gea. I think there's no arguments and no problems with that four. The problem I have are the two players that I didn't mention, which is Diego Costa and Philippe Coutinho. Nothing against them, they are wonderful quality players, but they are nowhere near the top 6 players in the league at this moment. Philippe Coutinho, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I watch almost all Liverpool matches. Philippe Coutinho, the last 5 to 7 games, has been a quality player, a little magician. On his day, if he plays at his best, no one can stop him. He got so much quality, he got a close control, he got speed, and the only problem he had from previous season that he did not score enough goals, and this season he's scoring a couple of goals. But the first half of the season, when he was playing against Newcastle, West Ham, Crystal Palace, when Liverpool were having a torrid time, when Mignolet was not performing at his best, Coutinho was missing. The fans were chanting for wanting Luis Suarez back. They want Sterling to show his top form, want Sturridge back from his injury. At that moment, Coutinho was playing, but if he didn't play, it doesn't affect anything because he was missing for a couple of games. Only the second half or maybe the last few games of the season, he's slowly stepping it up, showing his quality. But the first half of the season, he was totally missing. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he has all the quality to win this type of PFA Player of the Year award, but not this year, not at this moment. He should have a more consistent season. He should have a season where he is the main man, because the other 4 players who I mentioned just now, Alexis Sanchez, Harry Kane, Hazard, De Gea, they are like the first player in the team, in their team's team sheet. Imagine when the game is tight, Chelsea players always pass to Hazard, Arsenal players always pass to Alexis Sanchez, because they know he's going to do something special. And from the first game of the season up till now, Hazard and Sanchez have been playing in that top form. Maybe 1 or 2 matches they may slip up, but for most part of the season they are playing in top form. I won't say that about Coutinho. He's only doing it well for the second part of the season. So maybe this season is a little too soon for him to be even nominated for this type of award. And for Diego Costa, I know he's a rough, tough player, like to intimidate people, like to intimidate defenders, but look at the team he's playing for. Look at the creative players around him. Do you think it's very hard for him to score? Imagine there's no Costa. Imagine Aguero is playing in that position. Do you think Aguero will score lesser goals than him? Imagine Lloyd Remy playing in that position. Imagine Sturridge playing in that position. Imagine Bobby Zamora, Charlie Austin, Danny Ings, Saido Berahino, Wilfred Boney. So many players. Imagine all of them play in that position. Play for Chelsea in that position. You think they would score lesser goals than him? No. He's a finisher. He's not a type of player who will bring the ball from halfway down the line, cut 2-3 plus players and score a goal. He's not like a Luis Suarez, Sanchez type of player. He's a good striker. But if you take out Costa and put any other striker there, I think he'll, except Torres, I think the results will be same. So I don't think these two players should be even in the list. The two players who I think should be on the list, should have been on the list, Cesc Fabregas. People might say Aguero should be in the list, but he's too injury prone. For especially this season, he's been injured for quite some time, and the second half of the season he's been very inconsistent, so he shouldn't be in the list in my opinion. The two players who should be on the list is Cesc Fabregas, as I said earlier, and Nemanja Matic. Cesc Fabregas, arguably one of the top 5, top 3 best attacking midfielders in the league. The best midfielder who control the tempo. Like he's like the Xabi Alonso, Xavi, Pirlo type of player. The player who would control the tempo, know when to pick up the pace, know when to slow down, know where to pass. His awareness is brilliant. And if I'm not wrong, I think his assists, the assist stats, he's on top. I think he made like 15-16 assists or something like that. And I'm wondering why is he not in the list, but Coutinho is on the list. Every single game Fabregas plays, he creates at least 2 to 3 chances. I'm not a statistics guy. I don't know all the stats and stuff. I don't follow by stats. I follow on how I see the match and how I think the person plays. Almost all the matches I've seen Chelsea, Fabregas doesn't lose the ball, very rarely lose the ball, and at least create 2 to 3 chances for his teammates. And recently he scored the goal against QPR as well. The last 2-3 games Chelsea has not been playing well, so you shouldn't say it's because of Fabregas not playing well so he shouldn't be on the list. Most of the season he's been playing awesome, whereas Coutinho most of the season he's playing average, and the last few games he's playing awesome. So shouldn't be Fabregas be in the list? And I'm quite shocked that Fabregas is not in the list, but I'm even more shocked that Nemanja Matic is not in the list. Nemanja Matic is arguably the best player in that position in world football. I know that position doesn't get that much attention from media. It's a very underrated position. People, as in, when you say top players, no one would say my favorite player is McAlally, or my favorite player is Matic, or my favorite player is like Mascherano. But we all know that type of player is very important in a team, and he's arguably the best player in that position in the whole world. Maybe Matuidi can compete with him. Maybe Javi Martinez at his day. Maybe Schweinsteiger here and there. Well, that's about it. There's Khedira at his day, but no one is doing it consistently and playing as much as him. And Matic is head and shoulders the best player, best defensive midfielder in world football. And imagine there's no Matic for Chelsea. How far Chelsea would be down in the league? Maybe third? I know the last few games Jose Mourinho had a new way by putting Zuma in that position whenever Matic is not available, or whenever Matic is taken out for a rest. And Zuma has played very well in that position. But for the whole part of this season, Matic has been the player. And first game Matic did not play, Chelsea lost to Newcastle. So imagine Matic playing for Man City, he and Yaya Toure. I think Man City will win the league. Imagine Matic playing for Liverpool. Liverpool will concede half the number of goals they have conceded this season. Imagine Coquelin and Matic. Like, Coquelin is a good player, but he's no Matic. He's like a Flamini, Coquelin. Every player, every team needs a player like Matic, and every team with a Matic would be in a higher position than they are actually now. For example, if Liverpool are maybe like 5th position now, with Matic they would have been in 2nd position or 3rd position. So I think I'm very shocked Matic and Fabregas are not in the nominees list. I know Matic wouldn't have won this award, but he should at least be in the nominees list. In my opinion, the player who should win this award is Eden Hazard. He's the best player for this season. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for hearing my thoughts about the PFA Player of the Year. Hope you enjoyed this audio section of mine on what I think about the Player of the Year awards. So take care and have a nice day.